Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Darla Lucian of Darla Lucian Studios, and today we are going to do the tag of the month. So before we get started, I am just going to get you to hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thank you to everyone who has, and welcome back if you're a subscriber. Hit the bell so that you get the videos right away. And comment. I love having chats with you about what you're working on, especially if you have had a chance to grab the tag of the month out of my Etsy shop. Link is down below. And what you've used it for. That's been great information. And a share with other crafty people. Let's keep this conversation rolling. Well, tag of the month. So yeah, you can get these in my Etsy shop, which I've been having fun kind of just putting them together. And so the idea is that you can make a tag out of this. Well, so far it's been, you can make a couple tags out of this. Anyway, this is for October. And so I'll just show you everything that's in here. They don't want to come out. Oh, there they go. All right. All right, so in this kit, you get 3 little paper punched pumpkins, stamp on book page of a sunflower. The ink of the sunflower is different colors in fall, the hues. You can get a few little scraps of yarn and eyelash trim. There's a few little pieces of fabric. There we go. I just kind of left the strings on. You can do with them what you will. Some of these little ones I think I'll just let go of. And then we have a variety of different kinds and textures of paper scraps. This is actually from, you can probably find a video of me making this decorative paper. This is actually on cardstock. This is just with stamping. Anyway, I decided to chop it up and use it for the tag of the month. And then there's this one that's just hard to describe. It's not exactly rice paper, but it's certainly not regular paper. And then this one has a bit of a weave on top as well, which is really nice. And so that's what's in your kit. Now you can imagine you can make a variety of different ways to make this tag, and so we are going to do this 2 ways using the kit, and so you'll get an idea of how I did it. All right, so first things first, I'm going to just kind of figure out exactly how I want to lay these out. Let's see here. So I think I might actually be able to make 2 tags out of this, but let's just see what we see. Alright, so what if I put these along here? I mean, it just seems like a natural thing to do. I might have a little waste, but not a lot. Okay, I like this, but I'm going to try inking a bit more on this one. This was my thought, is that I could really make things stand out a bit more if I inked. So let's do that first and foremost. I like the, different people ink in different ways. I like the really subtle look to the inking where it just kind of shows up more at the edge than in the center, but I do like to come in quite a ways and then kind of make it darker to the edge. It probably makes a difference which tool you're using to ink with, because I'm using just a makeup sponge from the dollar store, because that's how I roll with some of my art supplies, especially the ones you abuse a lot. Like ink sponges do not last forever. Do not get your heart set on them. For sure not. Okay, let's just a nice dark corner there. You can see I've got some crumbs from my sponge going onto the table here, the desk. All right. Well, that's fun. So some people like to do tags with the corners cut. This time I think I'm going to keep them straight, at least on this one anyway. All right, so we got both sides done. Oh, you know what? While we're here, let's measure these. This is the scientific method. Go like that, like that, and like that. Take my ruler out, put it on the edge there, hold that down, and tear those babies off. So now I have some more scraps. Hey, these things happen. Alright, these babies up. I think my ink pad might need re-inking too because it's not coming out very dark. I'll go around the edges because I think I tend to dab. Oh yeah, it's much darker over there. I tend to dab in the middle, I think, is sort of the default. Might be time to re-ink. So for the most part on these ones, because there is hardly any distance here, I don't really want to go too far to the middle. But see how that stands out differently now than these guys do? I like that way better, so let's give these guys a chance too to shine. You don't have to ink, of course not. That's a very personal choice among people who junk journal. It's to ink or not to ink, or to only use you know, vintagey looking inks or versus bright inks. I mean, you do you. That's how I feel about it. You know, everybody has their personal style. As you craft, it will slowly reveal itself to you, and just be true to it, because what's the point of making art if you're lying with it and trying to be somebody else? You know, art is a way to be truly yourself if you are brave enough. Okay, I'm liking how this is coming together already. I'm very happy with that. I think this one is going to be, you know, pretty basic shapes, which is good. You know, sometimes you want something that's just, you know, going to serve that purpose that you have, which is just, you need a tag, you want to write on it, you want to throw it in your junk journal, and it needs to be fall themed. See? There you go. And this one could go, like, I don't have any, like, Halloween-y stuff in this kit. I think I am going to put together a bit of a little Halloween tag kit just as a special this month. So look for that. But I know lots of people, like especially in Canada here, October is our month of Thanksgiving. So, you know, we wanted to have something that could be, you know, thankful, grateful, gratitude, fall, that kind of feel. All right, you know what? I think I'm gonna close this one. All right. So I do. Let's see. This way. The yellow in the middle just because it's slightly skinnier. They're supposedly the same width, but you know, in reality, when you're cutting off ends off of pages, it doesn't always work that way. Oh, where's my glue book? Oh, here we go. So I just used the guts of a book that I've taken apart and used the cover off of to use as a crafting pad. I do gluing and inking and stamping and punching and slicing and using my X-Acto blade, all of that right on there. There we go. That's lined up good. And then when I'm done with it, I just tear them off and I use them as bases for tags, cards, pockets. They get well recycled. I really do appreciate the reuse, recycle aspect of junk journaling craft. It's just so much fun to me. How many different ways we can use things. Little paper scraps. Okay, I'm just going to leave my glue stick there. This is supposed to be magic glue, but I just always leave my glue stick open, so maybe it's not so magical anymore. Still's gluing, so that's the important thing. Alright, and then I was thinking, what if we put this here? It's like the exact size. And then like this with this. This is sticking to my gluey fingers. Okay, and then I want to put those across there, I think. Alright. Okay, so this is the pattern one, so I think I'm going to put that one in there. On yellow. Let's put this darker one on the bright orangey kind. I'm just going to put them in a row. Little pumpkins in a row. Why not? And this brighter orangey one, which would have just disappeared on the orange, we'll put on the brown, and I'll just give a nice pop of color. There. Okay. Let's ink around the edges of the book page because the book page absorbs the color so nicely. It just frames it. Yes. Alright, so because this is fabric, I am going to use the tacky glue for this one. And yesterday when I was gluing, I forgot to take the lid off, and I was pushing and pushing, and surprisingly it wasn't gluing. Imagine that, hey? So today, I'm just going to make sure I don't make myself a disaster by squeezing off the cap. Oh, yeah, quite the little nest happening there. Alright. So I'm doing kind of a frame around the edge first, but then I am going to fill in a little bit in the middle too. Alright. Well, I always store my tacky glue upside down just because it's like slow as molasses in January, and now I don't have to wait while I am chatting it up with you folk. Alright, so I'm going to put that there. And now because I'm gluing paper down on top of that, I'm also going to use tacky glue on this one. Toilet training, not a 4-letter word. Yeah, let's glue that side down. Oh goodness, the memories it brings back, huh? You parents out there, you know what I'm talking about. See, it was perfect to stamp on there. Alright. Let's try putting this off to the side on this side. And then I wanted to put some of this just as like a little nesty nest. So, I mean, you can use it as a tag or you can use it as whatever, but I thought a nest would be kind of fun. And you know what, this stuff can go in there too. No big deal, it's all the same stuff. Alright, so I'm going to make a little spot for my nest. And then we'll see what sticks, and then we'll glue down the stuff that isn't. Or did we do not too bad? Oh, looks like it mostly glued down. I think I'm getting the hang of this nestiness thing. So I still have these few pieces, but I wanted to make this as the tab on the top, just like so. And I think I'm going to use my fancy dancy stapler for that. So let's see, what do we want to use? What's looking like it's going to go? That bronzy color looks great. And I have yet to use any of these ones. So, and see how they have a, I don't know if you can see, they have a geometric pattern on there. So that kind of suits the theme here of going with shapes. Okay, so this is a EK Success Fascinator. I do like it quite a lot. I do not use it very frequently, but when I do, it's like just the perfect thing, you know? Alright, so I'm going to try to line this up as best as I can. It's always a little more awkward when I'm doing it for you guys. But I really try to push straight down with this thing so that all four grab. Oh, and success. Speaking of EK Success, we've got DLS Success over here. Alright. I always take the staples out because I want to keep that spring in the stapler nice and sturdy. So I have a little spot that I just put my little collection of staples. I don't have a huge amount, but you know what they say, enough is as good as a feast. The heck do I have on my desk? Alright, so I feel like this one is done. I might put like a word here when I go to use it, like thankful or harvest. You know, it could go down this side here, actually stamped right on there. Would be kind of cute. Or a cross, like with, you know, a label or something. But you see, I have these little bits left. So then, what are we going to do with them? These are the kind of the more interesting papers too, honestly. Just texture-wise. Because this is that one with the... Look at me, old grubby. Alright, this is the one with the weave. This is that kind of almost... it's almost like a race paper feel. And then this is the more cardstocky kind. So I'm like, what can we do with this? What can we make out of this that's interesting? Maybe a layered tag with all these different textures. Punch that and put this through. I mean, that would be as simple as it. Let's just ink. I think that's a great idea. I think it'll look cute. And it'll just be like a multi-tag, you know, like multi-layer. But you can also write on all the different ones if you want. And I'll add texture in somebody's journal. Let's see. Oh yeah, you can see the pattern a little better as I ink over. I should be using my... Here. The pattern, it becomes more apparent when you ink it a little. Nice. I'm just going to keep going around and around till seems reasonable to stop. Okay, so this one too, if I just ink it a little, you'll see that there's some texture there. Maybe a little bit more apparently. Alright, last one. Just inking on the front on these. I suppose you could ink on the back too. Person who gets this in whatever journal, or if you use it in my stuff, then you know, you have the choice still later. Alright, so here's the dealio. We need this lined up so we know where to punch, so that it's all even. Actually, I want that up a little. I think that would be fun if that one's just up a little at the back. Okay, I do not know if my handy dandy little punch is going to handle this, but we'll see. It does. It's a complete mess over here. Well, confetti everywhere, but we'll vacuum that up later. Awesome. Okay, so let's see if we can get this. Actually, I'm going to go front to back. Look how that looks better. Okay. This big woolly stuff is so much fun. Okay. There we go. So there we've got our little tag, and then it's got all these different layers that just kind of swing out, and you know, if you pull it out of wherever you have it tucked, then the back is all this writing space too. So one kit, 2 tags, and this one's a multi-tag. So that's the first idea. Alright. So let's try this again, as they say. One more time. Alright. Oh, I thought I was going to sneeze there for a second. Alright, some water, I guess. Alright, so again, let's start with this bigger one. Now let's do some inking. I know this does take some time on camera, and I suppose I could have done this before. But it's just part of the process, so there you go. You'll have a better idea of how much time it takes in real time if you decide to add the inking to the process. Yes, we are definitely having a beautiful fall day here today. It is just made to order for me. Sunshine shining in a bright blue sky, white fluffy clouds, but the breeze, my friends, the breeze is cool, which is nice because I do not like the heat. Spring and fall are my favorite seasons just because they're just that perfect in between. Alright, which way do we want? This one or this one? I really like this one. Okay. Oh, and then I was thinking, what if we ran this down the center? Okay, but I think I'm going to snip just a little off the end here. See if I can eyeball it to make it straight. We'll call it straight enough. So again, we'll ink it out. Alright, so this is cardstock, but it is still paper to paper. So as long as it's not too bendy, it should be okay. Sometimes when I'm gluing cardstock into a journal, I might use tacky glue, but for this, I think we'll just use the regular glue stick, which is cheaper and quicker, in my opinion. All right. Then I was thinking, like, what if we did this kind of on an angle? So it's okay that it sticks out, I think. And then this in here. And see, this one is yellow. The other one was, where's the other one? Yeah, this one was more of an orange, kind of an orangey brown. Okay, I like that. Do I feel like I need to cut the edges? Not really. I mean, as I put it in for use, then I will see. Oh, my corner's coming up. There we go. Must have had my finger on that corner. All right, well, let's ink these ones. I'm going to ink the whole surface first to get that nice texture coming up. At least the outside edges, because frankly, this guy is going to be in the middle anyway. Yeah, I don't know that the inking shows up as much on camera maybe as it does in person. Probably doesn't look like I'm doing much of anything, like the Emperor in his new clothes. But I promise you, it does make a difference in person. And on these ones, it's more obvious. So this stuff is a bit shiny surfaced. So I'm going to treat it a bit like I would, like as if it was a plastic or something. I'm going to use my tacky glue on it. Okay, that end does not want to stay down. So let's give it a little more glue and see if it'll behave itself. And if not, it's getting tacky glue too. Alright. Okay, let's get the glue goober off the end there. The problem with doing that is now my fingers feel gluey, but anyway. Alright. Come on. Oh yeah, and I don't need to go to the edge on a couple of them because I'm going to have to just be careful when I glue down. It doesn't glue right to the desk. That's my concern here. I might have overdone it on the one side there. Anyway, we'll find out. Oh, let's just, yeah, I did. Okay. I'm just going to use my finger tool and that glue away. Just a little. It'll be okay. Alright, and then again, because I'm gluing back onto the surface, we are going to use tacky glue. I just kind of go back and forth between tacky glue, glue stick, and the double-sided stick tape. And sometimes I might use glue gun, although that's very rare. I don't think I've even used it on camera. Because it's a pain in the butt, honestly. I never have it just ready to go because I'm not tired of having the glue dripping out the whole time. I probably need a more expensive glue gun, but I haven't broken down and got that yet. Okay, so I like that as a base so far. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, let me see what else I was thinking of using over here. Okay, so I don't think I'm using this as the bottom of the tag this time. That's sort of what's left, honestly. Alright. Okay. And then I was thinking, what if we did a thing where we have these guys coming down, but I need these. So I'm going to have a bit more waist this time, I think. Oh, sorry, it's kind of at the a little low there. So I might have a little more waist because I was thinking of just taking it off here, but the other thing I could do is I could wrap it around. That's fun. Okay, I'm sold. Let's ink these first, and then we'll tear them off. So this one has a texture, and so again, I'm going to probably use the tacky glue on this one. Do 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 do. I've got Christmas music in my head. Do, 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 do. You know why? Because I have been working on Christmas Kits. I should play Christmas music while I'm working on Christmas Kits, don't you think? Get me in the zone. But unfortunately, the music just sticks in my head anyway, so we're all good. Alright, so I wasn't actually thinking of wrapping around it initially, but I'm totally sold on how it might look. It would be more simple, and again with the simple shapes on the back, I'm thinking. I think it'd be fun. So this is just construction paper, so it's a bit flimsy, which is why I'm kind of putting it on something, because it's just not stiff enough to hold its own weight. But it's good for adding a splash of color, I think. And it's an interesting texture, like it's more toothy than, say, copy paper that's got, you know, a digital printed on it or something. I like using these for accents and just, you know, sharing the love, as they say. All right, so let's see. I do not know how long I need to go, so I'm gonna go a long ways down and see what happens. This is a process of becoming here. Okay. Here we go. Oh, I did not want to touch down, and yet I did. Okay. I keep saying I need to clean my desk, but I do. Okay. So we're just going to cut this off here. Perfect. So that wraps around like that. You're wondering why I'm leaving it here. I'm leaving it there because I've got another idea for that spot. Alright, what do we want to do next? Orange? Let's try orange next. Come on. Alright, so same idea. We're going to put this down, add an angle, same angle. Turn it over and pull it down. Okay, almost same angle. Apparently not the same angle. Okay, but close. It's looking cool on the back too, right? Alright, yellow. So yellow we got to be a little more fancy about. Because I think we have to make it go to the top on the back. But we'll see. Okay, and then like this. And down. Okay. Now cut it off here. And then just a slightly bit more glue on this. And we can come across the top here. There we go. Perfect. Oh, jeez. Alright, can't make my desk any messier at this point, it seems, unless I throw glitter all over it. Right, so that's the back, which is coming very interesting, I think. And then here's the front. Okay, so what I was thinking was to wrap this around the side and then put the pumpkins down. Alright, let's do that. Because this fabric kind of tells its own false story. I'm not going to go right to the edges because I don't want kind of like a little bit of a fringy kind of a situation. Where's my lid? Okay, but I do want more on the front than on the back because I want to save the room in the back for more journaling, such as it is. Okay, see. There we go. Okay, where's our pumpkins? Let's do the same thing with the pumpkins we did last time. Oh, now I got string sticking to my gluey fingers. Isn't that the way? Alright. Orange. Bright orange goes here. there, and a pattern one goes on to this one. Let's say this time. Get my glue bits off there. Okay. Like so. Okay, so I still have these little bits left. So what do I want to do with them? It's very similar to the other one. Okay, let's pop a hole in this one. Let's see if we can through that fabric. Ah, it does not want to go. Alright, so that solves that problem right there. So maybe what we're going to do is do a fabric tab on here. And I do not need quite this much width, right? So I am going to use fabric shears. Take that off. I'm just going to use my regular stapler on this now. I'm going to do 2 staple pulls, punches, staple, and do 2 staples. Just using my regular swing line for this. It has given up the ghost as far as popping open, so I have to kind of manipulate it. So sorry if I'm a little low and off camera. Oh, geez. That didn't work at all. Right, I have to go low, not high. Or I'm just getting the fabric and not the tag, too. Oh, let's get that out. The good thing is fabric is forgiving. And we can try again. Let's see if we can get this in here. Okay. Did we do it now? We grabbed it on the back and the front. And it looks good. Okay. So let's see if we can repeat that on the other side for a uniform look. We did. Awesome. Okay, so that's kind of cute. And that covers up my mistake in, I'm sure I can just punch this thing. Alright, so let's put the hole in here then. And let's use this one and this one. Let's see what we can do with this. Oh, here they are. Couldn't understand where they disappeared to. Huh. Okay, come on, you get in there too. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but we've got a bit of a brisk wind today, so the leaves are falling like crazy. Alright, there we go. Let's see if we can get all this through there. Come on. This is going to be epic if we can get it. That one. That one. And now we need something else. One more little. Not you. That's the problem with eyelash trim. It can be very confusing as to which part is which. There it is. That part. Okay. So we have got 2 eyelash tabs and 2 red ones. Okay. Oh. Somehow you pulled through there. Let's get you back where you belong. In my brain, this didn't seem as complicated. There we go. There. So it's kind of fun. It's like a multi-tag. All right. And so we have that piece left. That's it? Is that all? And these little tiny bits, I guess. These ones we cut off. But that's not too bad, right? I like how these look. They're very different from this set, I think, even though we're using exactly the same tools, right? Has a different feel, a different look, but you can use them in your fall journals, and they'll add a nice little bit of color. I think they're lovely, don't you? I hope you enjoyed this video on this how to use up your tag of the month, how to decorate with them and get them going. And so I can't wait to hear in the comments how you're using these in your journals and in your junk journaling. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you watching right to the end. Take care, everyone. We'll catch you in the next video.